Heart rate's through the roof. The 0-1 pitch. Pages grounds it back to Kirkering. He can't find it. He throws home. It's wide. Kim scores. And the Dodgers are going to the championship series.
From MLB.com, this is the Morning Lineup Podcast. I'm your host, Anthony Castrovins. Today is Friday, October 10th. And after a wild game Thursday night, with one of the strangest endings you will ever see in the postseason, we've got half of the National League Championship Series field set. We'll tell you all about that, as well as the two Division Series Game 5s that loom this weekend to complete the LCS field. Time's a-wasting, but it's important not to rush the show or the throw. So here we go. Each of the last 5 National League Championship Series featured either the Dodgers or the Phillies, but they never faced each other at any point in the playoffs in that span. Finally, this year's NL Division Series pitted these two NL giants against each other, and in Thursday night's Game 4 at Dodger Stadium, it was LA looking to punch its ticket to the LCS for the 8th time in the last 13 seasons, and the Phillies looking to avoid elimination. This was a banger of a ball game, and it began as a good old-fashioned pitcher's duel in which for the first 6 innings, neither Christopher Sanchez of the Phillies nor Tyler Glasnow of the Dodgers blinked. But once the Dodgers went to their pen in the 7th, the Phillies finally cut through the tension against Emmett Sheehan. They had a runner on second when Nick Castellanos came to the plate.
Hot one, fair ball, hits the line, and in to score is Kepler. On his way to second goes Castellanos. He's in there, it's a double. The Phillies have grabbed the lead here in Game 4.
The Phillies took that slim 1-0 lead seriously. With 2 on and 1 out in the 7th, manager Rob Thompson made the uber-aggressive move to go to his closer for a potential 8-out save. After an Andy Pages ground-out moved the runners to second and third, the Phillies intentionally walked Shohei Ohtani to load the bases with 2 out. But that move backfired on Duran's 3-2 pitch to Mookie Betts.
2 outs, runner started up, and it is ball 4, and this game is tied. It's a bases-loaded walk.
Duran was able to get out of that inning without further damage, but it was a brand new ballgame. The Dodgers were carried in the 8th, 9th, and 10th innings by 3 perfect innings from Roki Sasaki, who mowed through that dangerous Phillies lineup like it was nothing. Suddenly thrust into the closing role in the playoffs, Sasaki has showed us what all the fuss was about last winter. Finally, in the bottom of the 11th, with Jesus Luzardo in a rare relief outing for the Phillies, the Dodgers put runners on the corners with 2 out. Thompson turned to reliever Orion Kirkering, and Kike Hernandez worked the count full before drawing a walk to load the bases. Then, when Pages grounded one back to the mound, all heck broke loose.
Pages breaks his bat, Kirkering, gotta find it, throws to the plate, oh my goodness, he throws it away, and the Dodgers have won! The Dodgers win, and they are moving on to the NLCS, and a most improbable finish.
A heartbreaking moment for the Phillies and Kirkering, who could have gotten the out at first, but instead errantly fired home. With the Dodgers' 2-1 victory, the Phillies became just the second team ever to lose a postseason series on a walk-off error, joining the 2016 Rangers in the ALDS against the Blue Jays. Here's what Thompson had to say about that pressure-packed final play.
I can't really compare because they all feel just awful. I mean, when this happens, it's like your entire world comes to a stop, and it's just a thud. And it's just not a good feeling. It really isn't. Especially, regular season, we were really good. We had a lot of wins, and we expected a lot more.
And Dodgers skipper Dave Roberts talked about the defending champs moving on yet again.
2 more weeks. 2 more weeks. Let's celebrate tonight. Let's celebrate tonight. Don't lose that edge, fellas. Don't lose that edge. Let's keep going.
So now the Dodgers need an NLCS opponent, and it's up to either the Cubs or the Brewers to fill the role. In that Dodgers-Phillies game, you could have sat through hours of LA traffic, a normal occurrence in LA, and not missed a single run. Not the case in any of these NLDS games between Chicago and Milwaukee, who have made it imperative to be in your seat or in front of the tube from the moment of the first pitch. In Game 4 last night, with the Cubs playing their second straight day facing elimination at Wrigley Field, Ian Happ came up with 2 on in the first inning against Brewers ace Freddie Peralta and got the Cubbies on the board right away.
Happ with a drive, right field, way back there, gone! Ian Happ takes Freddie Peralta deep for the second time in the series, and the Cubs lead 3-0.
That blast didn't just give the Cubs a 3-0 lead, it gave this series 21 combined first inning runs across 4 games. That's 3 more than in the first innings of any other series in postseason history. With his 4 2/3 scoreless innings, Cubs starter Matthew Boyd made that early lead stand. And later, the Cubs got some valuable insurance against a Brewers bullpen that had previously allowed all of 1 run in this series. Matt Shaw ripped an RBI single in the 6th, and then in the 7th, Kyle Tucker, the pending free agent the Cubs went all in for with a splashy offseason trade, had his signature moment as a Northsider.
Tucker with a drive to center. Perkins going back. He looks up. It's gone! Is that the knockout blow that sends this series to a 5th game?
Now it was 5-0 Cubbies, and Wrigley was rocking. Later that same inning, with 1 on, Carson Kelly lifted a long, high fly ball to left that looked foul off the bat, then was ruled a home run, but then after a replay review, was called back. And Kelly's at-bat ended with him grounding out, with the play at first also reviewed, and this time upheld. So Kelly had an at-bat that nearly resulted in 2 runs, but instead resulted in 2 reviews and an out. Very strange. No worries though, the Cubs got another homer, a real one, from Michael Busch in the 8th and owned this game by a 6-0 count, avoiding elimination yet again. After the game, with the Wrigley faithful singing "Go Cubs Go," Happ was interviewed on the field about the Cubs' comeback in this series.
This team, this group, they're a special group. Everybody's contributed all year long. Bullpen's been fantastic, and we've had a pretty good atmosphere here for a couple days. It's pretty special.
Now the Cubs and Brewers, heated division rivals and playoff foes, are headed back up I-94 for a decisive Game 5 in Milwaukee. That game will take place at 8:08 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow night on TBS and will decide who faces the Dodgers in the NLCS, which will begin on Monday. Coming up, it's another Scooble show in Seattle, this time for all the marbles. We'll preview Game 5 of Tigers-Mariners after the break. One way or another, the American League Championship Series is going to be about as Canadian as it gets. It will, of course, feature the Toronto Blue Jays, and it will feature either the Seattle Mariners, who are about 100 miles from the Canadian border, or the Detroit Tigers, who are just across the Detroit River from Windsor, Ontario. Tonight, we'll figure out who will be facing Canada's team in the ALCS, which will begin at the Rogers Centre on Sunday night. When the Mariners host the Tigers tonight at 8:08 p.m. Eastern Time on Fox in the finale of the ALDS, all eyes will be on Detroit ace Tarek Skubal, the in all likelihood back-to-back Cy Young winner and University of Seattle product, who will be pitching his second winner-take-all Game 5 in the ALDS in as many years. Last year in Cleveland, Skubal blazed through the first 4 innings against the Guardians before getting beat in a 5-run 5th, highlighted by a grand slam from unexpected October hero Lane Thomas. Asked whether that experience will shape how he approaches this game, Skubal wasn't biting.
Yeah, I'll let you guys create the narrative. I'm going to just do what I do best, and that's play baseball and try to execute pitches. That's when I'm at my best. The game's still the game. But yeah, I'll let you guys write the stories and do your guys' jobs, but you're not going to get anything from me.
The narrative insists that the Tigers, who are trying to reach the ALCS for the first time since 2013, have the upper hand here with an ace like Skubal, and their offense finally came alive in Game 4 with 9 unanswered runs, their largest offensive output in a postseason game since Game 6 of the 1968 World Series. But as we saw with that Lane Thomas granny last year, or Jorge Polanco's 2 solo shots in Game 2, Skubal is not infallible. The Mariners will remind themselves of that as they try to advance to the ALCS for the first time since 2001. All right, that's all for the morning lineup today, but once again, here is your weekend schedule. Game 5 of the Mariners-Tigers Division Series is tonight live from T-Mobile Park at 8:08 Eastern Time on Fox. And Game 5 of the Brewers-Cubs Division Series is tomorrow night from Milwaukee with an 8:08 Eastern Time first pitch on TBS. And then, whoever wins tonight's Mariners-Tigers game will face the Blue Jays in Toronto at 8:03 Eastern Time Sunday night on Fox. Don't miss it. Matt Monaghan will be back with you Monday to recap the weekend. Until then, thanks for listening. Please be sure to leave us a rating and review. Share this episode with the baseball lovers in your life and enjoy the games this weekend.